If you have to roll a 2+ to charge, don't roll a 1.
Howdy, folks. Yes, since about August of last year, I have been working on a Fishgnome's army, planning out the models, planning out the basic rules, because right now my rules are in a pre-alpha state. I had received the models in the mail probably September or October, and recently I've gotten back into Conquest, and I've started work on my Fishgnome army. Yes, my Fishgnome army. Here is a sample infantry regiment for the Fishgnome army. Deep Hunters, they're infantry, 110 points, additional stands, 30 points each. This video is not to go into a 5-hour in-depth look into the alpha rules for the army. It's just to tantalize your taste buds with a little Fishgnome fun. So the basic march for the army is going to be 4. I want to explore that avenue. The army has no volley capabilities, so all the volley characteristics are going to be a 1. I believe I'm going to be working on one monster that with a short kind of flamethrower volley ability, but as far as, bows and arrows or guns, there's going to be no volley. Clash 2 is going to be the standard for most regiments in the army. Attack 3 is also another space I wanted to explore a little bit. Some of the regiments have attack 4, some have attack 5, but this one in particular has attack 3. Wounds 4, resolve 2. Fishgnomes are kind of scared. They basically raid coastal areas for mining opportunities, but they wait until the tides are in their favor, because tides do play a role in the army rules, which I'll talk about further down the line. And they'll come onto the land, but not to attack armies or attack settlements. They're just there for resources, to get specific kinds of materials, and then go back underwater from whence they came. That satisfies the gnomish aspect of this little fish tinkering army. So because they just raid, they don't really have standing armies, their resolves are really low. They're kind of scaredy cats in a sense. The army has no defense, and the army has only evasion, because they're slippery little scaly creatures that don't have any kind of clothing underwater, no armor, nothing. So they don't have any kind of defense. At most, they swim fast, they learn to move fast, so they have a kind of an evasion. Their slicky skin and hardened scales will help, weapons and spells and whatnot bounce off of their bodies, or they can dodge the attacks like little matrix fish, like dodging the bullets. So it's a full evasion army. I wanted an army that was very, very, not even glass cannony. I guess I got used to Nords too much, right? Anyway, the idea is that, yes, it's a half serious, half joke army. So, but that's for another video. Back to the Deep Hunters. All the infantry come base with fluid formation and loose formation and encapsulate their fishy nature. They have a rule called the Deep Hunters have a rule called Monster Hunters, Support 3, and Barnacles. So the two rules, Monster Hunters and Barnacles, because these are the Deep Hunters. Okay? Deep Hunters, spear and shield Fishgnomes who hunt monsters which threaten their mining operations. That's their job. They kind of hang out on the flanks of the mining camps and attack any kind of brutes or monsters that come their way. Monster Hunters, this regiment gains +1 clash, +1 attack, +3 support, and +1 evasion while engaged with any enemy monster or brute regiments. So I did not want Fiend Hunters to give them, flurry. It's kind of boring. I just wanted to up their abilities a little more. So when they fight a monster or brute, it's not an automatic win, but they get just a little bit tougher and a little bit more deadlier. Barnacles, for each successful defense save made by this regiment during a charge or class action by an enemy regiment, that enemy regiment suffers an amount of hits to its front arc equal to those successful defense saves. So this is the reverse version of Lethal Demise, where my unsaved wounds, you take the hits. Here, the saved wounds, you take the hits. They're my little Fishgnomes. I decided to give them a little beach-like basing white sand, blue waters to show they're always on the coast kind of rating. And I made little hats for all my fishmen here because it's impossible to find online a model that's both a fish and a gnome. So I had to either find a gnome and make it into a fish, or a fish and make it into a gnome. And the easiest thing I can do was find some fishmen and then put hats on them. So I created all these little hats, little fish gnomes. There you go. So the reason why this regiment has the rules of barnacle is because the shields that they hold have little barnacles on them. So I wanted to reflect that in the rules. There they are. See, little happy fish gnome. Fish homies. Let's see. Should have 4 pictures, right? Yep, there you go. Some more little fish gnomes. Look at this guy over here. Just glaring at you. I didn't want to give them any sort of eye slits or anything weird because this camera does not autofocus. I have to get like a better camera. But as you can see, got my little fish gnomies. Will this one show? I don't think this one's going to show at all. But anyway, got my little fish gnome homies ready to go. Anyway, I'm going to make some more rules videos in the near future. I have a lot of armies to paint and work on. I'm now currently working on a battle report I just did last week. So there's plenty of Conquest content coming out. I just need to get into the swing of things, get things going. So anyway, thank you guys for chilling and hanging out. If you guys want to see more videos on the evolution of my fish gnomes, just let me know and I'll pump more of those videos out for you. All right. So thank you all for being a wonderful, beautiful part of my life and for enriching this hobby and making it a lovely, welcoming place for mustached men like me. Okay. Peace.